So, my roommate that's 83 is doing stuff that's going to cause issues with taking care of himself again. This video is for Department of Health and Human Services. This is part 1 of Dave's laundry. So, I've been trying to teach him how to get quarters, how to save his quarters, and how to do his laundry at least once a week. In the last 2 months, I've done all his laundry and have paid for his laundry out of my own pocket. I asked him to try to clean up some of the feces in his bed. I told him he needs to take more showers. He has a white shirt that has yellow and brown stains all over it. And I've told him you need to clean this stuff. That's part of being an adult, is doing your own laundry. His excuse was, I don't have any quarters. I don't have enough quarters. I can't do my laundry. So I took the little money I had left and did all his sheets, all his laundry, all my sheets, all my laundry, and cleaned it. That was 7 days ago. Now, last night there was an awful smell coming from over him, and I said, David, this smell is really bad. I think you need to take a shower and do some laundry. He didn't answer me. Okay, so I let it go. About 10 minutes ago, I told him, if you need some money for cigarettes, what I'll do is I'll give you half the price of the pack and I'll buy some Lucy's off of you. I'll give you like $1 a cigarette and just buy 3 of them off you and I'll put them in a drawer for later. That's it. He declined this offer and said, I'll buy my own cigarettes. I said, okay. As long as you're smoking them outside, as long as you're doing that, that's fine with me. I just plop the lozenge in my mouth. I'm in the bathroom now, using the bathroom, doing my own thing. I hear him getting ready to go out to get these cigarettes, and he's emptying out all the change. Most of it which I gave him, some of which he did get himself. I said, David, you need to do your laundry more often. You need to do it. You're dirty. I said, if you use those quarters on cigarettes, how are you going to do your laundry? He started screaming and having a fit, and he went out the door. Now I'm going to do a part 2 to this, okay? Right now I let him go. He's about to waste all the laundry money that I gave him on cigarettes. I told him I can get him free cigarettes. I roll cigarettes for him for free. I've also offered him cash to buy single cigarettes for $1. That way he doesn't have to use the quarters. He can use $2 in quarters and use my 3 ones. And then I just get 3 cigarettes, put them in a drawer for whenever, or give them away to somebody. And then he has 17, and he has $3 in quarters to do his laundry. But he refuses to do these things, and now he's taking a walk with $5 in quarters, and he's getting cigarettes while his laundry needs to be done. So he's going to expect me to pay for his laundry and his sheets again, or he's going to leave feces all around my bed. He's also pulled his bed next to mine, so I no longer can have that room. So he has a bed right next to mine, and I can't get him away from me. Now, luckily, I made a barrier, so that way he can't come over to my area. And I've told him that he needs to clean out his room to get back in his room, but he doesn't want to. This man is 83. 83 years old. Now, I've been suffering with a neurological disorder for 25 years. My father's in his 80s as well. This is not my father, by the way, I'm talking about. This is one of the people I give care to. But my father, he was supposed to be giving me care as a child, and he was exhibiting a lot of these same selfish behaviors. I'll do what I want to do, and I don't care what happens. Well, what's going to happen now, in the next upcoming days, is he's going to get very smelly. He's going to start dirtying up all his clothes that are already dirty They're already used up. His sheets I just did last week, so he has at least well, it's already starting to smell because of his colostomy bag and some of those type of things, but it'll get worse because now the money that he's supposed to be spending on laundry, he's gonna go out and spend on his damn cigarettes. He gets paid in his Social Security tomorrow. But here's the problem with that. He went on these big shopping sprees. He went out to eat to these expensive dinners that he can't afford. And now he owes too much money. So what he's going to do is he's going to blow all his money. And then at the end of next month, he's going to beg me to take care of all of it again. By the end of next month, everything will be smelly. There'll be feces all over his bed, all over his clothing, and all over the floor. As well as he's going to start getting angry because I'm going to tell him he needs to clean it up. And then he's going to have a hissy fit, go out, and start just hanging out with drug addicts in their apartment. That's how we were introduced. I used to do rounds with elderly people, and one of my drug addict friends ended up introducing me to him. And he used to let a lot of people into his apartment that were really bad addicts. They would leave needles on the floor. Same thing with another gentleman I used to take care of. He used to have 5 people and ask me to throw them out because they would realize I'm not like that. I'm not like that at all. So at this point, all I can do is ask him. I can keep on speaking up. I can record what's happening, and I'll bring it down to Department of Health and Human Services so they have an idea of what I go through. But right now, he's walking to get cigarettes with his laundry money, and he's already had so much laundry to do. And I paid for his laundry last week, and he hasn't paid me. He doesn't pay me back for any of these things, by the way. None of them. He does a small little favor, like gives me a cigarette, or he helps me carry the carriage down the stairs with his laundry in it, and then he tells me how he's caregiving or doing everything for me. That's not the case, obviously, to anybody who's my neighbor, friends that come in. But he doesn't want to feel like he's the one who needs help. What he is. I need help as well, now. As well as I've always needed help with my neurological disorder. I've needed help with that for 25 years. I also needed help before getting off drugs, but I figured that out. Those are the type of help I needed. Now that my GI is bursting, and I've been in the hospital many times, I know I shouldn't be bending down and stripping another man's bed. I shouldn't be putting it all together in a carriage. I shouldn't be struggling down the first flight of stairs with somebody else's laundry. I shouldn't be having to pay for somebody else's laundry, especially if they're on Social Security. And then he makes it to the second small flight of stairs, and then he just lifts the back of the carriage and acts like he did everything. You lifted the back of a carriage down 5 steps, and then you sat outside smoking. That's not the type of help I'm talking about. I am literally stripping your dirty sheets. I'm literally paying for your dirty sheets. I'm literally doing yours and my towels. And I can barely pay for myself. You're using up my resources, and then when I need them, there's nothing left. I cannot pay for you, David, just so you can go buy stuff at stores and smoke cigarettes. That is not my job in life. But I also cannot have feces being tracked all over the house. So I'm caught in a rock and a hard place, and I've been asking the state for help. But the state has not come and did anything to help me. They want to put him in a shelter and me in a shelter, and then I'll get seriously hurt again. They don't have any programs for somebody like me at a shelter. They just throw you out to the cold during the day. I have a seizure, and then I lose my bed and I can't come back. There's a bunch of problems with the people there as well. They take advantage of me when I have to leave. They steal my IDs, wallets, things like that. There's just so many problems, as well as there's a lot of people looking for somebody to take advantage in those places. And there's no reason why I have to do these things. I am doing a wonderful job taken care of many people as well as myself. But now I need a little bit of help, and somebody needs to stop this man and let him take care of himself. And I think he's going to need to go into a home. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to be moving out, recording this stuff for the next year or two. Then as I move out, the state's going to have to put him in a home because he has filthy laundry to do. He only has so much quarters, and now he's going out to use those quarters on something that he can get for free. But see, I'm also telling him he needs to clean. I'm like, your sheets, your shirts need to be cleaned. He's also playing a lot of games. I'm telling him, these games gotta stop. You're doing them on purpose. If they're accidents, or if they're a medical condition, I will fully understand. But if you're doing something on purpose just to be a jerk, or what I call assholery, then that's not okay. You cannot claim my resources. You cannot charge me $300. You're sleeping on a $300 mattress I bought. You're watching my TV. You're eating my food. You haven't bought food in over a year. Over a year you've been eating just my food. You're not cleaning your own laundry. You're starting fires and not putting them out. You're not stopping your smoking, and you're becoming dangerous with your smoking. Your colostomy bag is spilling on you, the floor, and your bed, and you're not cleaning it up. It's okay if you smell, but you gotta clean yourself up. That's the requirement. You cannot spread feces just because you have a colostomy bag. You gotta maintain it. You gotta wear gloves when you do it. And he hasn't touched the gloves. I just bought him a new box of gloves, and I have my own box of gloves, and he hasn't gone out and bought any. He asked somebody to give him some, and they did. That's all he'll do. He won't go out and buy any of the stuff for his own medical conditions. Meanwhile, I'm buying racks, I'm buying canes, I'm buying all these things. And actually, when I bought one of the cane, he needed to get some money from me. So I made a deal from him. I would put $20 in his account, order the cane, and he could use what's rest on cigarettes. I can't do these things anymore because he also doesn't give me credit for them. I'll give him something like $20, and then he'll tell me I never gave him the money and ask me for another $20, and then he'll get mad if I say I already gave it to you, and then he'll start going and having a fit because he needs cigarettes and the whole. And then he wants me to give him more money. Meanwhile, he's not even taking care of the stuff he needs to take care of. Yesterday, while in a chair with wheels, I vacuumed, I did his dishes and my dishes. I did a cabinet that needed to be cleaned, that had bugs crawling around. And these are all both of our messes. And I am disabled right now to a point where I can't do these. I've told the state, I can't bend over, I can't really move, I'm shaking from the pain in the GI. As soon as the GI loosens up and gets better, all I'll have to deal with is the neurological condition, and I'll go back to doing everything. But when I go back to doing everything, I want the state to know that I'm doing everything, and I want them to understand how serious this situation is. That way I can save my resources and move out, because every time I get 1,000 in saving, he tries to make new expensive mistakes, $300 mistakes that then he refuses to pay for and will be a big problem. I'll give you an example. He borrowed money off of my family that we didn't need to borrow. Then he refused to pay them back. Well, that can cause problems for me, as well as, now what am I supposed to do? I can't not pay my family back for this. So I took the little money I had saved for rent emergencies and I paid my family back. And then I had to beg my roommate to go put some money back into this. And that's a big problem. People don't seem to want to keep their end of the bargain. If I give you quarters for laundry, if you go get quarters from laundry, and your laundry is dirty, you cannot spend that on cigarettes. If you need a cigarette, roll one. I'll roll one for you. There's tobacco on every corner. There's pipe tobacco that's cheap. There's no reason to be doing this if you have no money. You're wasting my resources, and I'm gonna pass away. I'm getting seriously hurt, and he's hurt me several times too. and now he's doing better now. But when I leave, the next person who comes in is not going to realize how bad he really is. And that's why I need to continue reporting these behaviors. I also got to continue reporting my father and my mother's behaviors and what happened to me. I hope this has woke some people up and helps them understand that there's people in need in society and how to handle it.